A few months back, those of you who attended the 14th meeting of the Conference of the Parties to the CBD, the Convention on Biological Diversity in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, there was a celebration of the 25th year of entry into force of the convention. So it's been there for 25 years, and here we are talking about revisiting biodiversity. And I'm thinking, okay, so, and I should hasten to add that I was there when the CBD was born. So that doesn't make me exactly younger, but at least I'm more than 25 years old, for sure. So it's been there for 25 years, but we're still grasping with this concept. However difficult it may be, or problems it was supposed to address are still going on, some people saying even exacerbating. I think we have made some progress in the sense that somehow that concept, that issue has slowly started to move from the CBD bubble, and you find it being talked about in arenas such as the Convention on Climate Change, particularly the Paris Agreement, where actually you find the word biodiversity, ecosystem integrity, etc., mentioned in the treaty, the Paris Agreement. And we also have it in the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, adopted at the UN September 2015. Now, I spend a lot of time attending that kind of meetings where decision or policymakers are. And that's why I thought this issue of governance somehow, even though I'm not a governance specialist, I'm actually a natural scientist by training, who accidentally found myself, getting into those circles of governance and the policy makers on environmental matters. Year after year, since 2015, I tend to be in New York at the UN in the month of July, where the ministers of this world meet to talk about progress in implementing the Sustainable Development Goals in what they call the high-level political forum. And they do have a kind of a strap line for each of their meetings called Leaving No One Behind. And that concept of leaving no one behind has really got me thinking. When we say leaving no one behind, what are we talking about? Who is no one, and who shouldn't be left behind, and who is going to make sure that nobody's left behind? And again, remembering that the 2030 Agenda was designed and conceived to be a kind of a framework encompassing 5 pillars, the so-called 5 Ps: people, planet, prosperity, peace, and partnerships. So how do you govern for those 5 Ps? And if you say leaving no one behind one day, and then next day somebody, particularly in this country, comes up and said, putting America first. So how do you reconcile those two movements, so to speak? Okay, I'm going to be first, but I will make sure no one is left behind in my own country, the whole globe, or, And within that, this second P, which is planet, or of course, when we think of our planet, it's mostly about what makes that biosphere, that little film, as Melanie put it in the paper, that allows life to exist in the way we know it. Who is going to be the voice for that second P, which is indispensable for the other 4 Ps, the people, the prosperity, the peace, and partnerships, to carry on? And the thought that I thought I should want to put to your consideration, is, can we actually govern biodiversity, govern the environment in these multilateral processes, which year after year seem to show that we don't seem to make the progress that we need to make? Or is it time we do that disruption that the previous panels talked about, and we really see how it's more at the local level, where maybe these issues have very, very immediate connotation, about what it means to them to see their degrading, to see what it means to climate change, biodiversity loss. Maybe, how can we come up with a different set of systems, of institutions, of structures to govern biodiversity so that we don't find ourselves another 25 years when we celebrate the 50th anniversary of CBD and we still biodiversity is being lost at alarming rates. Thank you.